BC, how are we? Thanks for joining me again on Vinyl Boy Trigger channel. Hope everybody is well, getting prepped for the silly season. Starting to get a bit silly around here, although it doesn't, though Chinley is pretty silly around here anyway. Anyway, hope you're all well. This is going to be a little bit of a roundup of things I've been picking up the last few weeks. Vinyl, CD and a couple of tapes. So it's pretty much from the thrift stores, a couple vinyl, but mostly still CDs and tapes. Well overdue for a vinyl haul in the thrift shop, but what's going on? Who do I complain to? Alrighty, so we'll just get into it. Been picking up some great CDs actually, awesome CDs at the charity stores between $1 and $3. Pearl Jam. Haven't actually seen this one before. Can't remember really seeing it. So, ooh, jeez, just broke it. Great. Anyway, I'm trying to stick that back on. Pretty cool little. I don't know. Do you call them gatefolds or CDs? Just self-titled. It released 2006. Really like it. There's not much I don't like from Pearl Jam. I think maybe the only one that comes to mind might be No Code that didn't really click with me, but I haven't heard that for a long time. But yeah, I wasn't really sure because it's not really well-known album Pearl Jam, but really enjoyed it. So yeah, cool. A bit of Fatboy Slim. Classic songs right here, right now. Just a sort of a, what do you call it? Techno really? Yeah. Techno pop. So yeah, but Fatboy Slim, he's classic. Done some big festivals. I think he did a big one down Brighton. That was quite huge, I remember. Bit of Stone Temple Pilots. Very happy to see this one. This is their second album. I believe it's called Purple, but I can't see it written anywhere on the cover or the back. 12 Gracious Melodies. So yeah, great album, rockin'. Very happy to find that. Didn't have that one. Razorlight. This was a blind buy, and this was very cool. English indie rock. Yeah, very happy. I've listened to these mostly once, so I can't give you really in-depth information. But yeah, you know, once you listen to them, like, you know, they go into the stay pile or move on pile, and this is staying. Cool. Maybe 2006. Razorlight. Bit of Coheed and Cambria. Now, I heard Mealy Chris, who hasn't been doing videos lately, so I hope you're well, Mealy Chris. He talked about these guys, and I discovered this band from him. And when I checked them out, I really enjoyed their rock and hardcore style. Very cool, great musicians. The guitar work and drumming is really, really nice for these guys. I found this album was a little bit hit and miss. There were some great songs in there, and some that I didn't really like that much. The vocals, I'm not convinced on, but the instruments like the guitar and the drums and bass, really, really nice sounding. So if you see any of these guys around, pick them up. It's really nice, really cool, just really good, nice musicianship. This other one I never had before, and I didn't really know. Oh no, sorry, I was thinking of something else. I picked up these sort of two sort of EPs of the Smashing Pumpkins. This one is 33. Yeah, really happy with that. These were $1 each, so two, and another little EP of Smashing Pumpkins. Got the classic 1979 on there. So yeah, I was quite surprised to find those out there. Two Smashing Pumpkins EPs. Bit of Blur, Park Life. What a classic album. It's got to be in your collection. Just a rockin' classic album. Bit of Dave Gray, White Ladder. I think I had this, but it's in a bad condition. I didn't have the cover, so I used to love this album. Well, I still do, but I used to listen to this so much in '98. Just a nice ballady type sort of singer-songwriter. So really nice ballads on this one. Another singer-songwriter, an Aussie guy, Alex Lloyd. He's got some nice songs, but this one wasn't such a great album. Black the Sun. So anyway, he's in sort of 2000s, I guess, I believe. Something like that, maybe 90s and 2000s. This is a band that I think all of us know, and couple classic songs, but Crash Test Dummies. These guys are classic rockers from, what year was this? 1993. Everyone knows the song. I can't even sing it now. It's hard to do that. Yeah, song. Yeah, this is quite good. I enjoyed it. So I was really happy to find that one, which I never had before, in the wild. The Crash Test Dummies. I didn't actually have this, but I love this band. Automatic for the People. Great album. Aussie alternate rock, sort of a little bit hip hop, sort of punkish like. Regurgitator. Pretty good album, pretty solid album. This is actually their debut album called Tu Plang. Yeah, what year was this? 1996, and I think they're still together now. Maybe haven't had an album for a few years, but yeah, in the 90s, 2000s, Regurgitator. If you like a bit of sort of alternate rock, hip hop, punkish type music. Talking about a great album. This is a killer album. Skunk and Nancy. You do not hear many people at all talk about Skunk and Nancy. These guys, killers, absolute killers. I'm not sure which album this is of theirs. This is Stosh. Did read it, sort of described as heavy metal cross black feminists. Really solid and killer. This will get you fired up. So a bit of Skunk and Nancy. You do not hear many people talk about them. Just wasn't sure if I press record. I hadn't seen this album from The Cure before. Cure, Wish. I only listened to it once, so I did enjoy it, though I can't tell you much more about it. But what year was this one? 90. Oh, jeez. Those font sizes are quite small. Maybe 92, but could be wrong. Or 98. So, Cure, Wish. Nice. Bit of Blondie, Livid, a live album. Not bad. A little bit hit and miss, but not bad. I don't really have any Blondie on CD. Got a couple of Blondie albums, but yeah, thought give it a go. And I never had this one, a classic Queen, number 2, greatest hits. Which one is better, number 1 or number 2? This is good. They're both awesome. I'd probably say 1 is just edging it, but man, this is a solid album. They're amazing, aren't they, Queen? What a band. What a band. And another, probably in a lot of people's top 10 classic album that I never had on CD. I haven't got it on vinyl either. I've only got it on tape. So really happy to find a CD of OK Computer for $2. Nice. Very happy. What an album. And a bit of Ray Charles. I'm a big fan of Ray Charles. This is a CC Rider, some sort of compilation, but this actually, the only thing I've ever heard of Ray Charles that I did not like, I think it was just the production of it. It might be like one of those 80s productions that sort of threads were going around. This was one that I think it is in that sort of category if it was released in the 80s, but whatever. The production's not great on this one, but anyway. But still a massive fan of Ray. A couple tapes. Elvis. Don't actually have any Elvis on tape, so happy to RCA. Cool, so Elvis Rock and Roll. It's like a compilation, so probably won't be able to see anything there. Titles, and Louis Armstrong. What a legend. I think these were $1 each. Actually, this I was listening to this in my Walkman when I went for a walk recently, and I've really been after the song "What a Wonderful World" on some sort of media. So I've got quite a few. Well, I've got maybe 4 or 5 albums of Louis Sashimo, but I didn't have that song on there. So really happy to score something with that song on there. It tells a little bit of a story about that song as well, which is pretty cool. Which I may play you one day. All right, some vinyl, couple thrift stores. This was it's a compilation. I do like my compilations. This is Hitwave, but I've never seen a coloured compilation, so I just thought I'd pick that up. A few scratches, I've got to clean it up. I do actually have the cover of this. I'm going to Frankenstein it. I think this is 78, so songs like Dreadlock Holiday, Sultans of Swing, you got Graham Parker, Hey Lord, Don't Ask Me Questions, and you got a bit of Boney M, Rivers of Babylon, a bit of the Sweet, Follow You, Follow Me by Genesis. So yeah, really happy to find a coloured compilation, which I'm a big fan of the comps. Leave that over there. And I found these two, black. Looking, where's, oh, they're black. So this singer-songwriter, I think his name's Colin Veracombe or something like that. English singer-songwriter, sort of post. It's not. It's like sort of new wave, I guess. New wave. And classic song. His probably most famous song, "Wondrous Life." That is a nice song, nice poppy song. It's new wave, and these are in really nice condition. I've actually got a 12-inch as well. I only listened to one side of this on the A&M. So yeah, so happy to find that, and obviously it was the same. It was a collector, and his third album, Black. No, sorry, he's called Black, the band. Well, and the album name is Comedy. So yeah, it was interesting. Like he's got must have a lot of sessional musicians, because it's got all the different musicians on each of the song, and most songs have got different musicians on it. And then it just says him, Black vocals. So he's singer-songwriter. Yeah, so I'm actually quite happy to find that, and I've got to give them a spin. And these were a record store fine, only a few albums there. I had about 40 albums with me. I wanted to take them in and trade them in. I didn't want to spend any money, or maybe like $10 maximum. So whatever I got from these tradings, I was going to just spend. First record store I went to, I gave them to him and I started digging, hoping, don't want to sort of say anything too much about them. The albums don't want to influence them or be a bit of a pain. And as I was digging, he said, "Nah, I don't want them." Okay, that's fine, no problems. I moved on to another record store. They had a look and they'd say, look, they'd take half of them for $20. Well, sweet, okay, no problem. So I had $20 to spend. But I only had like about half an hour, 45 minutes, and it was one of those times when you got some credit that you can't find exactly what you want. So picked up a few things. So I picked up No Cover, the Janis Joplin, Pearl, classic album. This is actually, a friend actually asked me if I ever found this in the wild recently to pick it up for him, and yeah, and I did find it. So $5, sweet, no cover, but that's fine. Got the media. Very stoked to get my first of this band, Rush. Archives. So I hear not everyone, a lot of people talk about Rush. Great rockin' Canadian legendary band. I never heard their music. I just knew I'd love them, with just the way people talked about them. But I was just waiting till I find some media, some vinyl of them before I took the plunge. Now this should actually have three albums in there, but unfortunately I only had one. It's only $5. So it's got Caress of Steel. So I love it. So I'm really looking forward to checking out some more. I'm waiting till I find them in the wild. Hopefully this happens soonish. So really happy to get that. I'd love to find the other ones and maybe Frankenstein this one. So really stoked to find my first Rush, and I love them. Just another, that was $5. Another $5 one, bit of Boston, Seconds album. You gotta have the first, and you gotta have the second. Just classic rock. This was from actually a different record store. This was Elton John's Captain Fantastic. Now, I was actually been always after this one, but I've never found it. It's probably quite common to find, but I've just never found it. So, we're under the side. And this one actually got, there you go, Captain Fantastic with the brown dirt cowboy. Pretty cool labels, aren't they? And what's cool about it is that it has still got the poster. So yeah, and it's a good album. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I've got quite a few Elton Johns. I don't really listen to them that often. I mean, Yellow Brick Road is probably the number one, but this was really nice. So hope you can see that there. Really cool poster. The Brown Dirt Kid. The Brown Dirt Cowboy. So really cool to find. Happy to find that album and get the poster as well. Okay. And I was sort of limited for time now. This is when I had my $20. And I think I ended up spending $27. I did see this and I thought, ooh, I might go for a blind buy today. And I did. I was really happy with this. The Jet Black Berries. Would you buy that cover just on its appearance? I did, and I really dig it. They're couldn't find a lot of information. So if you just type it in Google, you're not like going to get a immediate sort of search straight to Wikipedia. So it sort of tells you it's not a lot out there. This was in 1984. Now I've just sort of forgotten a bit about them. They're sort of garagey rock, but the vocals is very punk-like, and that was what's been playing in the background anyway. So it's really cool. They've got a few albums, so I'm not sure where this comes in their discography, but Jet Black Berries, really happy to get them, and a really cool label as well. They're actually pretty similar. I thought when I was listening to them, I thought a little bit sounded like Hoodoo Gurus, who are a band that I've done a recent Australian Unearthed on the Pink Dust album. So nice condition and cool label and cool score. Now the last one, this was interesting. Now this video's probably gone a bit longer than I expected, but what are you going to do? Now this was, have a look at this. I Am Rapture, Rapture Is Me. The BioShock. Now, I'll just show you the label, and I'll put some on. On Rapture Records. Now, yes, Wonderboy Trio. Yes, what are you trying to say? I'll put on this was at a charity store that they're always. I've never seen a record more than $3. And this one had $6 on it. Now I was thinking, I've done some research. It's composed by this Gary, what's his name? Gary Shyman, and he's done a lot of. He initially did compositions for TV and films, but then he seemed like he wanted to get out of that because he enjoyed the video game soundtracks and video game music better. Because I think he said that the egos were more in check. This is one of the best sounding albums that I've got. It's classic. It's like modern, classical, contemporaneous. I don't know. That's not the right word, but it's a score, but it's quite dark and really builds up, and it's like sort of someone chasing you. It could sort of be part of like a Jaws sort of theme, that when Jaws is preying on you, like a predator's after you, and it's an amazing sounding album. I'll give you a couple little snippets. It sounds unbelievable. really emotive, and it's a brilliant sounding album. It uses strings and piano, and yeah, I don't know I couldn't get a lot more information about it. Maybe you guys know, I'm sure you do. You guys know a lot more than me about that. It's amazing, I love it. Anyway, so have a look it up. It's quite dramatic. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Trigger. And we'll meet again. Look after yourselves.